Hello, Jos. We're so glad to have you in our Leading Complexity program. You are the founder and CEO of Buurtzorg, the neighborhood nursing organization in Netherlands. And tell me a bit, why did you start Buurtzorg? How did you get started?
Yes, my main idea was to change parts of the healthcare system in the Netherlands. I'm a community nurse myself from background, and I saw that the bureaucracy and the complexity of the system led to worse care and also a lot of frustrations for community nurses. And my idea was that by organizing it very different, it would be better for patients, for nurses, and also the costs for people would go down.
I remember you saying that your background as a nurse kind of influenced that decision. Could you expand on why that was so?
Yes, and my idea is that if you're a nurse and a specific community nurse, you are dealing sometimes with quite complex problems, and you try to solve them in the best possible way. So nurses are very creative, and my idea was instead of healing patients, I had the idea that I had to heal the system. So the system was in my idea, and many systems are still very, very sick.
And you tried also doing it from the inside, right, as a manager?
First, yeah, I've been manager for 10 years before I started with Buurtzorg. So I tried within the organizations I worked, tried to change it, but there were too many interests from other people to keep it as it was. So then I stepped out, and in 2006 I started my own organization called Buurtzorg.
And I had the opportunity to visit you in 2016, and I remember I was saying that in Sweden it's difficult to get nurses to work, and also many were moving to Norway to get work. And you said there's no lack of nurses in Sweden, there's lack of organizations where they can work.
Yeah, but they want to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. We in the Netherlands we started with 4 nurses, and we grew in 6, 7 years to 8, 9,000 nurses. So there was not not a lack of nurses, and still we are the only company in the Netherlands who are growing because on a national level there is a lack of nurses, but because of the attractiveness of the way of working, they want to work with Buurtzorg. So.
How many nurses are there now, more or less?
In total, we have, besides the nurses, we have also care workers, and we have a mental care organization and a youth care organization. And in total, we have around 15,000 people.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I remember when I visited you, there was this like movement where you were deciding whether to also take in social care and other care forms. And you said nurses, I know they are really responsible in caring people. You were not as sure for others, but what happened?
Yeah, that was, I think, a very important moment in 2016 because it was about that 3,000 people could just lose their job. And the ministry asked me if we could take over these people. So they started to work. I remember from the 21st of April in 2016, they started to work in self-organized teams, and it became the most profitable part of the organization.
Oh,
So they get bankrupt in the organization they worked before. And when they came to work for us, we raised the salaries first. So we thought they were not earning enough. And still, all those years been a very good and stable part of the organization. And you see that everybody on a certain education level can work in self-organized teams. So that's what we proved with this part. And there are now in total working almost 5,000 people.
oh, fantastic. And you took all over the workers and not the managers, right?
Only the workers, yeah.
So what kind of have you learned about human potential and self-organizing in this journey since 2006?
Yeah, as long as people can oversee what's expected from them and they can organize it themselves, they can take responsibility for what they're doing. Things work out very, very well year after year. So avoid complexity, be careful with all kind of policy plans, strategic plans. Just listen, be sensitive for what's happening in this primary process with these workers or the nursing teams. And you grow and you see new things happening, and then you find out what to do with it. But for one of the most important things is avoid complexity.
Mm.
If it's there, try to reduce it, and focus on continuity. Focus on what's going well. So we have this age of change and innovation and all these things. And I think we should be a bit careful and look very well in what's going well. And
Yeah.
don't change what's going well.
Yeah, fantastic. That's a great story. Why do you think it's still the traditional hierarchical way of organizing is kind of the default, the norm still?
I think all over the world we see that the dominant thinking and dominant paradigm is that management and management theories are the best for organizing in an efficient way. And I never believe that. But the MBAs, universities, new public management, it's everywhere. And the people who are in all kind of the top positions, CEOs and so on, most of them, they have these educations. So,
Yeah.
and they are in these circles, and they only meet people who have the same education.
And they recruit each other, etc. So it's a very long, slow process. People are still educated in this traditional way.
But I must say, I'm very hopeful because I see around me more and more people who see that this is not sustainable for the future. You have to change patterns, otherwise organizations won't survive. Is my expectation, and also it's bad for society. There's too much stress in society based on the way we put pressure on people.
Well, we're so happy to have you in the program. I'm so curious myself to learn even more about this at the 14th of November. And I'm sure it will be a great session for everyone. So thanks so much, Jos, and looking forward to your session then.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.